everyone, hope you're okay and having a lovely day, and I hope you enjoyed our session on Tuesday. So I thought it would be helpful for you to have a video of our grounding moon sequence with the A and B variations so you can practice at home. Like I said in class, it takes on this repetitive nature, so by just doing the same motion over and over again, you really tune into the inhale and the exhale, which is essentially what we do in meditation. It's just like a moving meditation. So a really nice one to practice in the morning or before bed, or if you just want to like roll your mat out and just move the body a little bit. Don't even roll the mat out, just do it on the floor. As long as you're moving, it's great. And if you can practice between classes, that's great. So let's get started. So I'm just coming to the back of the mat. So I had you start in child's pose just to arrive and to ground. If your mind's feeling hectic, I would suggest doing that just for a couple of minutes. So coming into a child's pose, and if that's your preferred option, we're going to start on the knees in this video. So just want you to connect with the breath for a moment. You can close the eyes, which will allow you just to turn inward. Feel the sensations of the body, the contact points with the earth. The hands are on the lap. On the inhale, we're reaching the arms out. Imagine those lines of energy. Exhale, hands come down as we find a child's pose. Head releases to the mat, no tension in the face. Inhale, we press the hands into the earth as we find our tabletop position, checking our alignment, hips over knees, shoulders over wrists. On the exhale, we're tucking the toes and we're pressing the hips up to the sky as we find our downward facing dog. Taking as many extra breaths in down dog as you need as you pad the feet. Enjoying the stretch down each hamstring, moving the shoulders away from the ears. Releasing the head. You can give a little yes and no with the head to make sure you're not holding any tension. Pressing down into the hands, use the strength of the shoulders. Press through all fingers and both thumbs. Really nice. Remembering you can have a bend in the knees to find that straight spine. On the inhale, the knees come down to the earth as we untuck the toes and we come straight into our cow pose, dropping the belly. On the inhale, we're arching through the spine as we find our cat pose. On the inhale, we come back to our neutral tabletop. And on the exhale, we tuck the toes and come to our high kneeling position at the back of the mat, hands on the hips. On the inhale, we're finding a gentle back bend here, so the hips can come forward and the head back if that feels nice. Any issues in the lower back, just stay in the neutral for me. And on the exhale, we're coming back to neutral from our back bend. Inhaling, untucking the toes, finding ourselves in our starting position. So you can just repeat that as many times as you like. This is our B variation. So connecting, taking a moment. On the inhale, the arms come wide. And on the exhale, the hands come down the body and the head finds the earth. Inhale finds our tabletop, pressing into the hands, checking our alignment for a moment. Exhale, tucking the toes, let's find our downward facing dog, hips to the sky, drop the head. On the inhale, the left foot is coming forward. So when we're bringing the left foot forward, we're using the core. So navel to the spine, would lift it and allow me to travel it forward. It was impossible for some people and difficult for others. It was hard for me when I started. So we need to keep that engagement and we can just literally baby step it. We can physically help it with our left hand. When we get there, we drop the back foot, release the toes and come up to a crescent lunge. If that's too much, just keep the hands down. You're still getting the sensation and the stretching in the hips and the quads. Taking a breath there. On the exhale, we're coming back to downward facing dog. So we tuck the toes, using the core strength, we push back into down dog. If that's too much, you can keep the back knee dropped, come into a tabletop, then tuck the toes and come into downward facing dog. On the next inhale, the right foot's coming forward. I'm going to help it along. I'm going to drop the back knee, release the back toe and come up to my crescent lunge. Making sure we're not dumping all the weight too far. We're finding the stability through the core, the foundation of the body, knitting the inner thighs together, navel to spine, protect the lower back, shoulders away from the ears. On the next exhale, the hands come down to frame that right foot. We're coming into our down dog. So this is how I would come into my down dog. For some others, you might just want to bring that leg back into a tabletop, making sure we're then tucking the feet, press into the hands and find downward facing dog. If down dog is too much, just stay in a tabletop throughout the whole sequence. On the next inhale, the knees find the earth and we come straight into our cow pose. Release those feet, drop the belly. Exhale, articulate through the spine into our cow pose. Inhale, back to neutral, tabletop. Exhale, tuck those toes, we'll come into our high kneeling position, hands on the hips. Inhale, find that back bend if it feels nice, drop the head, hips forward. Exhale, back to neutral. Inhale, untuck the toes and we come back to our starting position. So have a go with A and B, repeat as much as you want and let me know if you've got any questions.